Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Ahead, we'll see the NFL's all-time passing leader, Drew Brees, and the New Orleans Saints as they take on Soldier Field in Chicago. Standing by with the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Just a beautiful afternoon for football, Coach. They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago. Their tunnel, ready for football are they, and ready for football to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Drew Brees and the Saints heading out here to take over. Brees coming off another incredible season in 2018, set the all-time record for completion percentage in a single season, 74.4%. In fact, we can go ahead and just call that the Drew Brees category. He holds 4 of the top 5 best seasons percentage-wise in NFL history.
58. 5'9". Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Brees now on first down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. And a look now at the offense for New Orleans.
And they come off a tough loss last week, and what's their reward? A second straight road game. Rarely are teams happy about scheduling. They're always calling the league office saying, how come we have this game and that game? But when you're coming off of a loss on the road and you go right into another one, that's a difficult task.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And there to make the tackle, Khalil Mack. We'll look now at our starting defense. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Brees. Gets it to Meredith, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Completes this one to Meredith. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And a solid run down inside the 30. Yeah, he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Now Breeze. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. A good rally to the football holds them to 2, and that brings up a 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bears offense heading out, led by Mitchell Trubisky, a Pro Bowler last year in 2018. And, of course, the number 2 overall pick in the draft back in 2017. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll run with a 3rd-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
1st down, a run with Cohen. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky, that's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 28. On 1st down, Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Out, 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 out. Hey, 18. Good move. 27 Mike. Mike, help.
Trubisky will throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Dez Bryant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Come on.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Check. Alert.
First carry for Mike Davis, the former Seahawk. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
On 2nd down now, it's Cohen. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. That makes 3rd down a lot more interesting.
It certainly does. How about the example of situational football there and his ability to think the play through? 2nd and short, not anticipating a passing play, sold out and made a great tackle, which brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Ready? 95-56, 95-56. I'm coming after you.
On 1st down, Breeze. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. They'll come up now with a clock showing 3 seconds to go here in the 1st. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Breeze. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill, his first touchdown on the year. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Well, a couple of good division battles coming up in primetime this weekend, starting tonight with Sunday Night Football, Eagles and Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Then tomorrow on Monday night, it's the defending champs, the Patriots, on the road at MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets. 2 not to miss to close out Week 6. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Trubisky to throw. Complete to Bryant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Check, 40. Hey, alert. Mike's 47. Hey, Mike's 7.
Looking to throw. Trubisky on first down. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Bang, 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 bang. Lock in, lock in. 47's the mic. Red, top. 47. Buzz. 47.
Now it's Trubisky. Bryant has it. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll run on first down. It's Cohen, and this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
47 is the mic. 47 is the mic. Here we go, here we go.
Hey, Delta.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. He's got Burton here. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Trubisky finding the former Eagle Burton for the Chicago first. They'll run forward to Tariq Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Mike's ready. We're waiting. Yeah, we're waiting. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far. And after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going. And really the offensive line not helping him much. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Bears take over. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we draw so far, they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Lock in, lock in.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Here we go again.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what did they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how did they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle. On second down, Kamara. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Here's Kamara, try to run for it. And Kamara has it stripped. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Now Gold for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Breeze. And brought in by the tight end Cook. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To throw again on 2nd down. Breeze. Rashard Matthews here on the catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. That'll be complete to Cook. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers. In the last 2 years in Oakland, now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. And that will be incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
They're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
It's caught by Bryant. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Let's go.
Trubisky now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. This one into the hands of Burton. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Trubisky to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. The quick slant caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson in the final seconds of the first half as the Bears push further out in front. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
The final shot before half for Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit, where you see the final score there. Matthew Stafford, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, a very good performance as his guys run their record now to 5-2. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And things didn't go so well as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Derek Carr leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. In our game, it's been Mitchell Trubisky who's looked sharp thus far. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators. Davis.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Get ready. Get ready. Hey, ball.
Now it's Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. Pulled in at the 24. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On the counter, here's Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Shotgun now for Breeze. And this is Cook with the ground. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. but I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll start with a give to Cohen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, watch his flat, watch his flat. Watch his flat, watch his flat.
Here's Trubisky. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Pat O'Donnell, the kickoff for Chicago.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Fielded at the 20.
We got this.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Brees going to throw. Completes this one to Meredith. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Ready? You ready? Yeah, Mark. Here we go,
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
The all-pro in 2 positions. Khalil Mack there to make the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 2nd down. Brees. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
To throw, it's Brees. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 22-yard line. Breeze now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cook. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Murray. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Breeze, a quick throw out to Thomas. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Breeze. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. From the gun, it's Breeze. Going to throw deep for the end zone. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And Lutz puts this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Go!
Out of the gun, Trubisky eluding the pressure right. Complete to Bryant. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Back now at Soldier Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Watch the screen.
Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Hey, team 6.
Trubisky will throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 23 yards, the final tally. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. This is Cohen. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Throwing here, Trubisky. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Cameron Jordan giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You talk about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brees, and his throw intercepted by the all-pro corner Kyle Fuller. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now Trubisky will lead the Bears up to go for 2. They'll try and run it with Davis. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now Brees to try again after the pick 6. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Brees. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the 2nd foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Gets it to Meredith, complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there at 22. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Latavius Murray, his fourth touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Well, that turned out how they wanted. Run the toss play to the left side, go for that pylon, get in there.
And just being able to understand where the pylon was and sneak it in there, well done, well executed.
Lutz with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. 5 plays there on that drive. And it culminates with a Latavius Murray touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that second down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. They try again with Cohen. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
3rd and 2. Now Trubisky. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
To throw is Breeze. Over the middle, complete. It's Murray. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Latavius Murray with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. As they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
He'll have a first down past the 40, and he's all the way up to the 39-yard line that time. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
26 mark, 26.
On first and 10, it's Trubisky. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw on second and 10, Trubisky. He's got Burton here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
Now it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Big play coming up. Here's third and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Fourth down. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
On first down, Murray. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Again, it's Murray. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
5-8, 5-8.
Here's Murray. And an alley to run. Murray has the first down and more. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown. New Orleans. Latavius Murray, 35 yards, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Bears offense led by Mitch Trubisky heading back out there. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out and made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing them all sorts of trouble.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it second down. He'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Yellow waiting. Hey, keep it up.
Drew Brees with a kneel down, and that ought to do it. And that kneel down a little extra sweet. You get the win, and you knock out somebody's perfect season.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because it's not a championship game yet, but the team that's undefeated feels like a champion. So you've won a little bit extra in this one. Yeah, they've got to feel great about taking a knee here.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Saints, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.